Okay, we are beginning the May 28th, 2024 zoning administrative hearing. It is 5:05 p.m. We started it a little late. I'm Anna Colamusi, the Assistant Director, standing in for the Zoning Administrator, Katie Inez, Planning Manager. And we're just going to go ahead and call the meeting to order, and then if you can join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving on to oral communications. Do we have anything for oral communications?
We do not.
All right, then moving along to the regular agenda. This is item 4A, the Scott residence, and public hearing to consider a request for a minor use permit to construct a 2,437 square foot oversized horse barn. And staff is recommending that the item be continued to June 11th, 2024. However, we do have some people in the audience, and I will go ahead and see if they wish to speak. Can we go ahead and call the speakers up? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we do have, it looks like, two speakers. And what we'll do is if whoever would like to go first, you can come to the microphone here. And Braden, is the microphone on, ready for our questions? Okay, so we did not have a staff report, but we're going to go ahead and hear public comment tonight.
Okay, thank you. Is the microphone working?
It is.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sabrina Lane Irwin. I'm a neighbor. I'm at 3228 Circa de Tierra, and thanks for allowing me to speak. The point that I'm going to make today is it's with respect to water from the property, and this point, my husband showed this issue to the property owners when they were in escrow. And then again, when we were solicited information to get input from the architect, we expressed this concern. I know another neighbor did too, who shares a driveway with me. And the issue is there's a really big pipe. I mean, I don't know if it's 16 or 18 inches around that collects pretty much all the water from the subject property and dumps the water onto our property. So during rains, it's really torrential amount of water, and it was causing a lot of damage from it was the prior owner. So to mitigate that, my husband and I spent a lot of time and money in bringing people in and built to be good stewards of the water, big deep catchment basins, and it's through our entire property that we've built and rebuilt to make it bigger even. Lots of deep soaker holes in the way you're supposed to do things to keep water on the property. And but the reality is it's still, during a lot of rains, it's just too much. We can't take on the water from a 3-acre property. It's very hard. And so we were hoping that when we got a new owner, but I wanted to make sure that it's known so that it's handled. And the reason why it's so important and why we've made such big efforts to mitigate the water is all this water goes to Escondido Creek directly. It goes to some other yards, but goes directly through pipes to Escondido Creek. So we're trying to be really good stewards for the environment of what's going there. So I don't know the effect of the barn. I don't know, it's a very big barn. That's what this issue is. But I don't know if there's gonna be 7 horses. I don't know if there's gonna be horses, cows, pigs, goats. It's a rural, semi-rural area. But if we had 3 acres worth of water being collected and we've got livestock waste, along with whatever else goes with that, going down through my whole yard with my organically grown, I have lots of fruit trees and fruits and vegetables, that's taking on a bunch of stuff that isn't healthy. Plus, it's all gonna go to Escondido Creek. So this is more just, I want really great neighborly situation. I'm super supportive of people building their lot, but I wanted to bring these issues up, and the only last issue I have is I have a long shared driveway with my other neighbor who is apparently not here tonight, and it's our only ingress egress. So in terms of, I don't know where the barn's gonna be built or how it's built, but for fire, I just wanna make sure we have safe ingress egress.
Okay.
And that's it.
Those were the items? Okay, thank you so much. Really appreciate
Thanks.
it. Okay, and then it looks like we have our second speaker.
Yeah, it looks like Valentine Roberts.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to speak. Sorry for my French accent. I'm hoping I'm going to choose the right words. So we are located at 3241 Cerca de Tierra, which is across the street. We are east from that property. I have just a few questions. The first one was, what is the number of horses that are normally allowed per code? I think I looked it up and I saw 5. I want to know how many horses they wanted to have in that in those stables. Or my concern is more, again, I'm very supportive. First, I want to mention that we are very supportive. We want to have good relationships with our neighbors. We welcome them with a new project, which is going to help bring the whole neighborhood, valued and everything. So it's great, but I'm downwind from those stables. I have young kids. I have a husband that has asthma. And my question will be about how are they planning to evacuate the maneuver from the property, and how are they going to handle the dust? It's already a little dusty area because it's a half country, so it can on some times of the year it can become very, very dusty. So adding additional horses, I don't know how it's going to impact us since we're downwind. And my other question was, if there's a plan, what is the remedy if that plan is not executed or not sufficient? What can we do about it? Again, we are open to discuss about this and see what are the options, what are the solutions to make sure that it does not impact us negatively with regards to smell and dust mainly. Thank you.
Great. Okay, thank you so much. So without knowing too much about the project, we do have a code section, which I'll get your information after and have staff make sure they give you some answers to these questions here. And then also you're welcome to come back for the June 11th hearing as well. So I don't know the number off the top of my head about the number of horses that are allowed, but you are allowed a certain amount of animals up to a certain number, and then there's special permits that you need to obtain beyond that. And then we do have some thresholds of things like, I think there's an odor section in our code, but again, I'll have somebody reach out to you to get these questions answered for you. But without knowing the details of the project, I wouldn't be able to answer that for you this evening. But I have taken note of them. This is a recorded hearing, so I can refer back to it if I didn't write down every word here. But I appreciate you guys coming and providing that input. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Okay.
much for allowing us to speak. And I know that, I didn't realize I was limited to the 3 minutes. I think the last thing I said was just a concern about, just to make sure, just somebody was thinking about for fire, for ingress, egress, for.
Yes, it did. Nope, it's documented, and I'll say it again, the concern about the shared driveway and ingress egress for fire, if that's all being met.
And maybe all
Thank
this
you.
is handled with codes, I don't know. I don't even
Sure,
know that.
yeah, we'll be happy to provide you with all the answers for your questions. Thank you so much. Okay.
Have a good night.
You too, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and continue this item to June 11th, 2024, and I'm going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting.
Some of the things Encinitas government focuses on are infrastructure, things like roads and water quality, public safety, and quality of life for its residents. But not everything in Encinitas is decided by the city. Things like schools, freeways, buses, trains, and the military follow state and national laws. In order for the city to do all these things, it needs money. The money that the city uses to pay for things is called revenue. Most of the revenue comes from yearly property tax on the houses and buildings in Encinitas. But the city only gets 25 cents for every dollar paid in property taxes. Other revenue, called sales tax, comes from when you buy things like a book or a new pair of shoes. Some money comes from the fees you pay when you sign up for a city class or camp. Every year, the city estimates how much revenue it will have and thinks about everything that the city needs and what the residents want. Then, the city sets a budget for what it will be able to achieve that year based on how much everything will cost. And if the city council wants to do something, but they don't have enough money, they have to save up until they do have enough. Without all of these decisions, all of our lives would be